me today for Career Center resources, job search resources, and LinkedIn. My name's Maggie Land. I'm the Career Management Specialist from the Career Center for students who are accounting majors, finance majors, marketing and management majors, and business administration. So in this very short 10-minute webinar, I'm just going to lightly skim Career Center resources, job search resources, and LinkedIn. If you need more in-depth information, feel free to make an appointment or to email with questions. So the Career Center has a lot of great services to help students and alumni get to where they want to be professionally. First and foremost, we do career planning. So we ask you, what are your goals? How do we get you there? And we actually make a plan with measurable steps and objectives and different things you can do to get you to where you want to be. We help you figure out what major best suits me and what are my career options. We help you with resume and cover letter critique, job and internship searching, interviewing, networking, personal branding. We have Career Center events throughout the year. We just launched Handshake, our new job and internship platform, and we help you apply to graduate school. So get career ready, build your brand. How do you do that? First and foremost, think of your personal brand as a puzzle that's a picture of you. Your brand is how people perceive you, much in the way that we perceive a photo. There's an old adage that a picture is worth 1,000 words. And those 1,000 words come from the way people perceive you. And it's like a puzzle in the sense that there are a lot of parts that make up the whole. And some of the more prominent parts are your resume and cover letter. So what we in the Career Center do is we help you make a good resume and cover letter. We critique it for you so that it's grammar correct, error-free, the spelling's good, and we help you figure out what your skills and abilities are, because in my experience, students often undersell themselves, and we make sure that you're advertising and promoting those skills and abilities in a way that make you a good job candidate. We help you with interviewing. I've seen really good students who were qualified tank interviews and miss out on great opportunities. I've also seen students that were borderline candidates do great in interviews and snag opportunities because they interviewed well. So we help you with strategies that make you a great interviewer. I always suggest that students do an interview stream. It's where you record an interview and we watch it together. So you record it in the comfort of your own home via a software that we make available to you, and then we watch it in the office together so you can see what you're doing wrong. We help you with online and in-person job search strategies, networking. That's a huge in-person strategy for job searching. 70% of jobs are not posted online. You need to network and you need to meet people. We also help you with LinkedIn, and I'm going to tell you a little more about LinkedIn later in the presentation. Searching for opportunities online. So we help you search for opportunities online. We have our online database Handshake, and that's over 1,000 jobs and internships for all majors and years. It's a great database because it gives you more access. So if you're looking up in New York, it's going to be more available to you. If you're living in Florida, it's more available to you. Or even if you're local from the tri-state area, there's tons of opportunities there. We also have Career Shift. That's a meta search engine that we subscribe to, and it's good for searching all over the country and even in places outside of the country, and it's based on keyword and geolocation. We also have Going Global, and that's mainly for international job and internship searching, but it also has a lot of great resources such as how would your resume differ in China compared to here? What are some of the professional customs abroad? And it has city and country guides where it talks about the industries that are big in each city and country, just different things like cost of living. It's a really interesting site. So even if you're not searching internationally, I would still go on there just for research purposes. We help you search for opportunities in person too. So we have 5 to 6 major career fairs a year, one general one each semester, and then more specific ones that are based on industry. We have employer networking nights where we take an industry such as accounting, and we have a lot of employers from that field come and meet students. Sort of like a speed networking where you go from table to table. We have employer information sessions where the employers will come on campus, they provide food, and they do like a workshop where they tell you about great opportunities and details about the company. If you're interested in working for a company, make the time to go to the employer info session. It's great for getting face time. On-campus interviewing, we do that as well, where the company will come on campus and they'll meet students and actually interview them in the Career Center, and that's a great low-pressure way to have an interview. We also help you with applying to graduate school. So we help you with all different fields. Usually business students tend to go the MBA, PMAC, or law school route, but even if you were interested in something other than that, we can help you with your applications. These are some examples of different companies that we work with, and this is a very small sampling. And we work with employers across tons of different industries, whether it be healthcare, nonprofit, corporate, sales, accounting firms, tons of different areas. And if for some reason we don't work with an employer that you're interested in, let us know and we'll establish a relationship. So I wanted to give you guys some real examples of students that we worked with so that we can better illustrate how we work with students and what you can get out of the Career Center. So this first student, his name is Vince. He was one of my students who wasn't sure if he was going to get an internship, wasn't sure what he wanted to do in health sciences. So being, the person that works with business students, I said, have you thought of picking up a business major? Because it sounds like a lot of the things you're interested in aren't patient-based, it's more behind the scenes. So he picked up an MIS minor. He ended up getting an internship of Universal Health Services out in King of Prussia. And even though it was a bit of a commute, he stuck with it and they gave him a full-time job offer after successfully completing his internship. So we did career planning. We figured out what are your options, what are you interested in? And I picked Vince purposely because he had a business minor. So if you're a business major, it may make sense to pair that with a non-business minor. It'll add some context as far as industry goes, or it gives you sort of a different skill set. This is Blair. She's actually still here as a student. I think she's in her junior year now. She's a marketing and digital studies student. So she double majored and she's a public relations intern at WXPN. Her big concern was, how do I marry a business career but still keep it creative? Because Blair's a very creative filmmaker. She's had her films featured at different film festivals, and she wanted a business career that still gave her creativity. So WXPN was a great option for her, and we mainly worked with her as far as job searching and sort of how to build a career around your interest. This is Miguel. He's a finance major and he did an internship with the Department of Labor and Veteran Services. He was more interested in HR, even though he had the finance major. So for him, we really worked on how do we advertise your skills, your transferable skills, and how do we connect that with an internship that's going to highlight those skills. So we're also going to talk about LinkedIn, but very briefly, because LinkedIn could be an entirely separate webinar. That could be an hour-long webinar if we really wanted it to be, but I'm going to highlight some very specific things that you can do. So LinkedIn's good for job searching, networking, and researching. you can look people up and see what their skills are, learn more about their professional background. And what you can do is, if you're interested in working for, let's say, enterprise, you can actually see, okay, well, what are they doing in enterprise? What are the skills that they have, the softwares they commonly use? And you can better prepare yourself for a career at any company if you do your research. It doesn't replace face-to-face interactions, but it's used to enhance them. And I highly suggest you get your LinkedIn profile critiqued by the Career Center. How to stand out. You can stand out with your LinkedIn by going beyond what's on your resume. Do not regurgitate your resume. Go into depth on your experiences. A resume is really, it should be a page long, and it's the highlights. It's like the highlight reel of a sports game. But your LinkedIn doesn't have a space requirement, so describe how you planned a fundraiser, how you help clients set up banking accounts that work for them. I'm just using different examples. You can add a professional experience, an aha moment. You can talk more about your education or about people who have mentored you. Get recommendations from people who matter. And when I say people who matter, I actually made little air quotes around that with my fingers, but for people who matter, I mean supervisors, coworkers, clients, stuff like that. Recommendations are almost like an endorsement from someone, because we can brag about ourselves, but to have a third party say positive things, that holds some weight. Please use a professional photo. If you need help with that, let us know. We can take a temporary one with like a neutral backdrop where you're dressed professionally. But at our two major general career events, our fall internship and job fair and our spring fair, we actually have a professional photographer come in and do free headshots. So take advantage of that. You want to tell a story to market yourself. You want to build a narrative that's part of your personal brand, and use the red receipt to your advantage. So let's say you have an interview with Mr. John Smith. I made that up. I don't know if that's a real person or not, but Mr. John Smith, and you go on his LinkedIn profile. It leaves a red receipt. Use that to your advantage. That means that you're motivated to do your research and that you're interested and that you're taking it seriously. That lets him know, okay, they're serious about this interview. So use that to your advantage and use LinkedIn for research purposes. So if you're interested in making an appointment and connecting with us, you can do in-person appointments if you're local, phone appointments, or a Skype appointment. Call that number on the screen, 856-225-6046 for an appointment. You can email us your professional documents, your resume, cover letter, personal statement for a critique. There's our email. You can stop by. We're in the lower level of the campus center on the Camden campus, and you can visit our website, cc.camden.rutgers.edu, for more resources and to find things like research websites, interview stream, and all of that stuff. I went about 4 minutes over time, and I'm sorry about that. Sometimes I get a little carried away, but I really enjoyed talking with you and letting you know about all of these great services. Have a great day or a great evening, depending on when you're watching this. Bye.